Hello students, I welcome you all to today's session. Today we are going to discuss third chapter, effective communication principles and barriers. So students, effective communication. Effective communication, you know, it is a two-way communication process, okay, where both parties have right and convenience to express their messages, opinions, facts, other information and so forth. So students, effective communication follows some principles, okay, and also there are some barrier to effective communication. So let's see students, what are the barriers we have to see, we have to discuss. So first principle of effective communication: effective communication means transfer of exact message in time, okay, whatever message you are conveying or you are transferring to other person, it should go in time only, with clarity. What I said, the message should transfer, exact message should be transferred in time with clarity, right? In order to have effective communication, there are some principles that are following in effective communication. These principles are being listed below, so let's discuss. Okay, so these are clarity, attention, consistency, okay, adequacy and timeliness. Okay, so let's discuss all about this principles of effective communication. So students, let's see the 7 C's of effective communication: control, conversational, confident, competent, calm, clear, concise. So students, control. Control, you should have control over yourself, okay? Conversational, that means try to converse to involve the other person. And confident, that means your confidence makes the other person listen to you. And competent, carefully observe the listening party's response and adjust your use of language, right? And calm, if you stay calm, you are more likely to both calm down, okay? Other, we can say that, and to continue to communication calmly. Now clear, be clear in your message. And concise, that means be specific, do not waste valuable time, okay? Say what you have to say and ask what you need from your listener or team. Getting me students? Now students, barriers in communication. Sometimes what happen, what we are saying to other person, it's difficult to make them understand, or some kind of barrier comes, or the people misinterpret what we are saying. So let's see some barriers in communication, right? Lingual factors, that means students, for example, I am just explaining: a Spanish man who only speaks and understands Spanish, right, and would not be able to interact with an Indian woman who is only familiar with Hindi. So lingual factor is also, we can say that it can be a barrier to effective communication. Getting me? Now let's move on to the environmental factors. Students, if your surroundings do not support proper communication, okay, it can also act as a barrier to appropriate interaction. Getting me? So you would not be able to understand what your friend is saying if you both are at a rock concert due to the noise coming from the surroundings, right? Now another one, past experiences, right? So students, our experience sometimes inhibits us from understanding and communicating clearly. If you fall while riding a bicycle, you might be afraid of riding a bicycle again in the future due to your experience, right? So if someone is telling you the advantage of rides, you might not understand her point of view. Right. Now cultural influence, sometimes our cultural differences hinder us from communicating properly. Prejudice, students having preconception call very well ruin the chance of proper communication. Feelings, we all can very well relate to this. Okay, sometimes our feelings stop us from effective communication. Personal factors. So children, personal factors are different for each. For example, lack of confidence makes communication difficult for some people. So these are the barriers in communication: lingual factors, environmental factors, past experiences, cultural influence, prejudice, feelings, and personal factors. Getting me?